Hello everyone, I am making this video in response to the current military operation going on in eastern Nigeria. The proscription of IPOB by the Southeast governors is selfish, wicked, and a betrayal of public trust to please their political masters at the expense of the needs and aspirations of the people of the region. It is obvious that these men have chosen their personal and selfish ambitions over the commitment to maintain the status quo, which is to elongate the bondage of the people in the new form of colonialism, in the hands of groups that see themselves as the new masters of the country. The militarization of the region is not acceptable. The killings of the defenseless people in the name of military operations should stop. Boko Haram has continued their killings every day, which the military has continued. Military and the government has continued to trivialize, but has rather focused on slaughtering innocent people in its strategic repressive actions lately in the eastern Nigeria. The unfolding of these events recently in the southeast has actually exposed who the true enemies of the people are. These men who cannot defend their people when they are slaughtered in their sleep. Men who can not rise to the occasions when the leadership decisions beckons, but rather they weep and expose their weaknesses on such crucial moments. Such people should not be allowed to continue to mislead and deceive the people. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to every Southeast youth, IPOB and non-IPOB members, to change their strategy and address the real problem, which is political representation. The problem is the present crop of political leadership. The youths and the entire IPOB members must optimize the strength in their number to decide their future. They should participate fully in the political process to select leaders that share common ideology with them. Leaders that are committed to the future of the people. Leaders that presents the interests of the majority, that presents the majority of the people first. That is, they respect the interests of the majority before their personal ambitions. If the political leadership fails to understand the justification of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB's agitation, then no Southeasterner should complain of marginalization anymore. Even if the political masters of the new Nigeria defecate in their mouth, let them continue to pretend that everything is hunky-dory with the present political structure. We are not interested in having someone, wearing a red cap, presenting himself to be an Igbo man in the presidency. But rather, the concern of the Southeast and South-South and every other part of Nigeria is to maximize the welfare of the people, of their individual respective regions. I believe the selfish politicians are afraid of losing the power structure in the new political structure being agitated for. So I want IPOB to re-articulate their position, because the cause they are pursuing is legitimate and just. They should not fall to the ploy of the Nigerian government and military, to resort to armed struggle, because it is a common saying that you give a dog a bad name to kill it. Something like, this dog is mad, so we must kill it. They have seen the potency and the popularity of IPOB movement. So everything possible must be done to discredit its activities. Hence the use of propaganda to criminalize IPOB and its activities. So to me, the double standard of the socio-cultural leadership of the region, the Southeast region, is dangerous and capable of exposing the vulnerability of the Southeast youths. So the current military operation, irrespective of the objective it was set up, I think at the moment should be suspended because it's heating up the politics. It is creating an impression that there is crisis situation in the Southeast is uncontrollable. They should allow police to do their job. If there is civil unrest, if there is civil disturbances, the police should step in, and calm the situation, which I believe there is no civil disturbance. It was just targeted to discredit IPOB, and that is not fair. That is going to the extreme. I believe the best strategy to this situation is to bring Nnamdi Kanu and the leadership of IPOB to the table. So, well, what is the problem? They want referendum, yes. Plebiscite is a political tool that is used everywhere in the world to settle agitations. When you have agitation, it's been a problem going on in Canada, in Quebec, in Scotland. Britain used it, and they intend to give the people of Scotland another chance to decide again, irrespective of the fact that they were given such opportunity 2 years ago. And the nationalists that were agitating for the independence of Scotland lost narrowly. I think it was 48-52. But yet, it's still on the table. The British government, Her Majesty, haven't deploy his troop to Scotland to start killing the agitators or start showing them we can destroy you. No, you don't resolve issues like that with force, with intimidation. That is a repressive strategy. So what the senators, what the president, what the ministers and governors is saying, that Nigeria has turned to a Gestapo state, a police state where if you talk or you try to agitate or ask for a right, you will be suppressed with military force. It's not true. It's not right. That is not the best approach. Dialogue should be the solution, because if this IPOB are pushed beyond the limit into armed struggle, I'm telling you, it will. Boko Haram is stretching for how long? Which is a terrorist organization. But these people have been going around without any arm, demonstrating to get the attention of the government, but they keep on sweeping it under the carpet. Now, the strategy of tagging them a terrorist organization is just like a license to start killing them. Just like, to continue the slaughtering of innocent young men and women who felt the system, the political structure, have actually denied them opportunity, So something have to be done, I believe, for the interest of peace, for the progress and development of Nigeria. There should be a democratic resolution to this, and that's the round table. You have to bring the leadership of IPOB, and I think it's time for IPOB to re-strategize. I think one of the strategies will be to engage in political participation. They should be able to rally around individuals that share common ideologies, so that when they are there, they will not put their own interest first before the interests of the masses, before the interests of the people. Just like the present crop of political leaders in Southeast are doing. It's their selfish interest, those that want second term, those that are aiming to be a vice president, or those that are, gunning for ministerial appointment, in 2019 and all that, are just putting their ambition first. They don't consider what the common man goes through in Enugu, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia and Ebonyi, and it's just their selfish interest, and that is not right. So why are they complaining? There is high rate of crime, there's kidnapping, and yes, when you suppress people, when you deny people access to opportunity, what else do you want them to do? So it's high time this situation is actually taken care of. People coming out to say the truth, and doing the right thing. I think the Biafran ideology cannot be killed overnight. This is an idea. You can never suppress it by killing people demonstrating. If you do, another set will spring up later, and they might be more sophisticated than the previous ones, and it keep on going until Biafra is achieved. I think the agitation, the problem associated with the current agitation should be put to pebble side. That is how you solve political problems. Ask people, what do you want? They go out and vote. It's not to roll tanks and roll armored personnel carrier, on untarred road that government have forgotten for years. But because of this agitation, they know that such roads exist. You drive to people's house to show force. That is not right. I don't understand the kind of strategy that they are trying to use to resolve this issue. You can never use intimidation to solve a problem where people are agitating for good governance, for opportunities, for fairness, for equity. That is what IPOB, from my own perspective, that is the issue they want to address. Because this is a loop-sided arrangement, the political structure. It favors one section. It gives one section preponderance over the other sections. Even if you want to adopt political resolution, they still have preponderance over the rest of the country. So what are you going to do? And then when you go on the street to protest, to tell them, see what is going on, they will tag you a terrorist. That is not right. I mean, I have not heard that IPOB members have killed anybody. I have not. But every day I read, I watch the news, I listen to the news, I read newspapers, and I see on daily basis Boko Haram keep on killing people. And government have trivialized it. The concern is how to suppress IPOB. The unity of Nigeria, which people are propagating, is non-negotiable. That is not right. Everywhere in the world, you negotiate the basis of existence of diverse people. You don't say it's non-negotiable. No, that is not right. That is not right at all. And the maintenance of the present status quo that people are saying, some selfish individuals are saying that should be maintained. That is nonsense. It's just a postponement of the doomsday. Okay, what happens 6-7 years down the road? The power comes to the south, and somebody tried to change some structures. Another terrorist organization will emerge from the north. So this issue is very critical. I believe there is a need for the Southeast governors to come out, and say the truth, tagging IPOB terrorist organization just because they want to front, to market their own personal political ambitions and interests. It is not fair to the region. I haven't heard that Nnamdi Kanu has a gun, even if he floated a vigilante organization, which is necessary to actually maintain security, because police are not, the number of police officers deployed in any community in Nigeria is not enough to fight crime. People should organize at local level, community level, to complement the role of police. So I don't see that setting up a vigilante organization has turned to, setting up an army. It's never an army. It's not an army. All these hypes are press. Last year or 2 years ago, some terrorists that disguised as Fulani herdsmen went to some communities and slaughtered people, on their sleep. And some governors could not do anything who's supposed to be the chief security officer of their states. Rather, they went there and started crying just to curry public sympathy, which cannot address such situations. So this is a pragmatic step to actually provide security at community level. And I think you should be commended. It's not going the other way around to tag somebody a terrorist just because you still want another 10 or you want to be a minister, or just, you know, selfish ambition can never improve the welfare of the people. Who are you fighting for? Why are you running for office? People run for office for public service, to improve the lots of the common person. That is the actions everywhere in the world. You know, when you are going into a public office, the intent should be to serve and not to project yourself. You want to be the governor, you want to be minister, and finally you want to be the vice president and president. That is not the essence of governance. You know, is to improve life, is to encourage development, is to encourage safety, stability. You know, you give equal opportunity to people, and the society will move progressively. So where all these things are lacking, there is no headway. No matter the sermon you preach anywhere in the name of unity, it's not going to work. So go ahead, tell the military, let them go back to their base. Let them go to Sambisa Forest and fish out Shako and his lieutenants. I think that was the current situation. So let us not continue pretending. To the youths, IPOB members, and Nigerians of good conscience, I think it's time to actually embrace dialogue. You know, people need to come together. People need to call a spade, and I think it's high time the IPOB engineers too. No matter what they do, my advice is don't take to armed struggle, which I believe Nnamdi Kanu have emphasized on several occasions, that no matter what happens, it's not going to resort to armed struggle. I believe in that, and I want to encourage him to hold on to such principles, you know, because the strategy here is to tag the dog a bad name, and then go ahead and kill the dog, you know, just like a license to start killing IPOB members everywhere. So my people, I want you to eschew any form of violence, irrespective of the confrontation, intimidations, and all that. So let's remain focused on the goal. Thank you, and share this video, please.